Samuel. Nice to meet you.
Curtis Spivey.
That's Maya. Nice to meet you.
So these are the stars of the show.
Okay.
They will each be doing most of
That's all
the
good.
talking.
Excellent.
I'll just kind of, need to tee them up.
Yeah, they're our amazing creative
Production.
Shot this guy.
You're like, oh, stop it, but keep going.
Yeah, get one.
Actually, oddly enough, when I didn't have it. So.
I can never do the news. Like, how does she not
amazing.
swim?
I know that light.
It's really sweet.
Well, I'm standing right there.
How do they not
Sounds
swim?
like
It's a lot of sugar, so.
I'm saying that's like a sweet that you got us cookies.
Pretty great.
She's pretty great.
Pretty great.
Okay. So our kids are in the same preschool class.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's so funny. We didn't know either. Like,
No, like the first, because I remember us talking about our kids, but I guess we just didn't ask like where.
how old are they or anything like
Yeah,
that?
like where did they go?
Because that happened to me too with the gorilla Davis Smith.
Yeah,
His
I had
kids,
no
his
clue.
daughters in.
In her, yeah,
Yeah.
in her. Yep. Well, guess what? I thought today was a Christmas party, so I'm over prepared, which is good.
Oh, good.
So I don't have to worry about it next week.
Okay. Did you already start shopping? Like doing the deal for the what are we having? Snow day or whatever? Snowflake
What are
day.
you talking about?
You're gonna have it. You're
behind.
behind.
Now you're behind.
What the heck?
On the 18th?
Is it your class or the whole
Leah.
class?
It's just the whole school. They can go shopping for.
Oh, the
gifts.
Snowman Village.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, I started.
I thought I was
looking
over
online
here.
today, like,
I had Matt go get a book because they're doing this book exchange.
Yeah.
Last night.
You made him go to the store and get a book.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was working late.
Yeah.
I didn't get done till 9:30 yesterday. I was like, you're
You're gonna have to do this.
Sorry, I know this is terrible, but
No.
I can't do all this. We're like the two hot mess moms. Or I should say,
No, you can totally
in
speak
the
for
morning.
me on that.
Like,
Who's
go!
brotherhood?
Well, we gotta go!
The bad thing is okay. I went to chapel this morning. It's the first time I went to chapel at all.
You did a good job.
Um,
Hey.
and that was it. It was like
I love going to chapel.
Chad, you want anything from the snack table?
yeah.
Or the cocktail table?
I'm glad because I'm not always yoga pants mom. You know, because we got. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh God, I can't do it. I'm not. Yeah, big time. Shh. Okay.
Thank you guys for coming very much. We are all, and I say all because this has been hands-on deck project, something that we've all not only worked on but been excited to work on.
Well, thank
And
you.
so it's been fun. So what we're going to do today is we've developed 3 branding strategies that we're going to share with you. Curtis, Josh, and Samuel will walk through those in detail with storyboards, and we have some sound effects and different things to kind of give you an idea and hopefully be able to picture some of their creative concepts. And then we'll give you the option to talk through, ask questions, just kind of have a little dialogue after they present each option. Cool? Okay. Oh, one of the things we did, and this came from Dr. McDreamy, some mental notes that Ryan and I took away from our last conversation with you all is we did toss around the idea, and don't fall out of your chair, Chad. We will
Talk through it.
talk through it further, but one of the concepts was a total rebranding. But as your marketing
That's a huge
experts,
step.
we just wanted to talk through that with you guys. But before we even go there, we want to share the 3 different options.
So these three options it's not about rebranding. These 3 options are a way to encompass what you currently have and unify that.
Cohesion.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is the ultimate goal,
And
right?
also allowing, our community of viewers, which is essentially the entire marketplace and also your potential patient pool, who's going to be seeing this, to give them a clear understanding of what you're about, who you are, and also the passion you have for their health. And so those are all pieces we took into consideration and tying in Lubbock Heart and Surgical, Radiologist of Lubbock, North Star Surgical Center, and Texas Physicians Group. So all the concepts we'll share will help hopefully kind of bring some cohesion to some some of that separation you have felt over the years. Okay?
With that, the
Take it
first one
away.
up, one heart, one body.
This is kind of exciting.
Isn't it cool?
Welcome everybody. All right. Scroll down right here. So this is our first idea that we have right now, and just don't judge too harshly on my drawing skills. These are just storyboard sketches. But we would like to start off with the screen black, and you hear the sound of a heartbeat, boom, boom. And on the second beat, the scene comes into play right here, and you're in a doctor's office, and as a patient and a doctor just interacting with each other. The doctor is talking with the patient, kind of going over with them some options. And then we have a lot more B-roll than that. We've got just the whole interaction in general. And then about 7 seconds later, the screen fades to black, and then you hear the second heartbeat. And on the second beat, this is up right here. And this scene right here represents North Star Surgical. And it's a patient getting prepped for surgery. And they're being wheeled down the hallway. We could show them, we could mock a surgery if we wanted to. And I should also clarify that this is Texas Physicians Group, this first scene. So this happens for like another 7 seconds, and then the screen fades to black again. And then on the second heartbeat that goes into play, boom, boom. On the second beat, we're back here at Lubbock Heart Hospital. It's a patient getting checked up by a doctor. We're thinking blood pressure, just checking, just a general checkup. Or if we wanted to play into something different, in a different environment, we could, that best represents Lubbock Heart Hospital, we could totally do that as well. And then the heartbeat comes back again, screen fades to black. On the second beat, we've got what I like to call a superhero shot. It's the heroic shot of all three that best represent each entity. And we're thinking Texas Physicians Group, representative right here in the middle with the other two booking him on either side. And it's just kind of like a heroic shot. We'd have some interaction. The doctor in the middle kind of throws a stethoscope over his neck. The others are just kind of, either crossing their arms or, taking the mask off.
So we need fun doctors.
Fun doctors that are best played on TV. And so you have them right here, and then the screen kind of blurs a little bit, and then we have a color overlay. It comes on top with all three logos that come into play. Very clear, very crisp. Logos that represent Lubbock Heart Hospital, Texas Physicians Group, and North Star, with the end line saying one healthcare system committed to you. And so we could either do one solid color, or we could do kind of like how the website had it played out right here, have like 3 panels of colors, a red for Lubbock Heart Hospital, blue for North Star, and a yellow-green for Texas Physicians Group right here in the middle. Kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. So, that is generally the first idea right there.
That's the one heart, one body.
One heart, one body.
One heart meaning the patient, one body meaning the system,
This is
the
the
groups,
service line.
everybody. The second one, one pulse.
All right. So here was the second idea that we came up with.
So Curtis, can I stop you real quick?
Yes, sir.
What are y'all's thoughts first of all, just with this first idea?
I like it. Obviously there's a couple things that I'm just, it's because of the way my brain works. I'm trying to think through, because I love this type of stuff. And I just get caught up in details and
Right.
trying to think through, the physicians that would be in that shot. Because
Right.
there's some complicating things related to us from a regulatory standpoint. So, if this is conceived, or if this is perceived as marketing, I have to be careful about some of the physicians I select for the shot, because some
Exactly.
of our really great physicians that are owners is great, but at the same time, I can't really advertise the physician unless it's
And I think with this-
COL or TPG and things like that.
Yeah, with this piece too, it would be great to put a face, you walk in and you see that doctor and you see it,
100%.
it'd be great. I don't think it's the end all be all you could
No,
have
but
just,
honestly, I like it. I'm just
you
trying
could
to
have
think
pretty
of something
people
else.
in there or whatever. And it's more representative of the unification of North Star, TPG, and the hospital all being one
Right.
thing.
No, I think it's absolutely cool. I wish I was in the hero shot.
Be in the background.
Random man with the photobombing.
This could be our 3 heroes.
No, so I guess my question is, and maybe this is something you and I don't talk about. I don't know about North Star, right? You know, it's like the whole thing of trying to get away from that, what we've been kind of doing internally, and I'm trying to think of just the hospital and TPG.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think through that. I don't know. I actually kind of like the one color. What do you
Okay.
think? Do you like blocks or one color? You like blocks?
What do you like?
I think you need to figure out how we can make us all be one.
See, that's what I was saying. Like one
So
color.
you want, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of where I was
So-
going with that.
When I look at that, and I love it, but when I look at it, what I think is, yes, it's great. We have a clinic, we have the hospital, we have North Star, but then the heart, the pulse is very heart related,
Yes, and that is going to
Yeah.
get sticky.
and that's
because,
gonna get
Exactly.
really.
and I'll tell you why. So
That's what we
just so
talked
you
about
can
the other
be,
day.
I feel like sometimes
I love
I don't
it.
need to tell you how the grass was grown, but I at least need to give you some history for context.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand that within we are a locally owned physician hospital, right? And so it did start out in its creation as a heart hospital, exclusively cardiovascular. And what happened is you had a surgery center which had your multi-specialists, like where you'd find your orthopedic, your general, your pain, pretty much anything else outside of cardio. And then that had some owners that bought into the hospital, and then you had a merger, and it's still kind of this two different steps. So what I'm saying is, like to Maya's point, if you play too much on the heart, it in a way, indirectly, the surgeons will be like, you know, what the heck?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we address that, and we will address that more at the end when we're talking about the rebranding.
Yeah.
With these ideas, just like I told you last week or whenever we met, a couple weeks ago,
Yes,
Lubbock and the whole surrounding area knows that entire area as the Lubbock Heart Hospital.
Right.
I even caught her saying,
Liar.
I lived here my whole life.
I
I
did.
know. I remember that.
yeah, she's like, I don't say that. Then
And then I said,
2 minutes later, she said, called us Lubbock Heart. That's how y'all are known. Outside of a complete rebranding, you're not going to get away from it. You're just
Fair.
not.
No, that's fair.
And
And
so
see, one of the
the
things-
best thing to do is to embrace that, and that's why we're doing the one heart, one body, or one passion. Embrace that with the other logos as one. You're not going to get away from the heart as long as you're currently.
or and I don't disagree. Or you do like the pulse just between the first and the one picture, and then you know how you said you'd show it again, and it would be the next. Then you break it up with something ortho related. So the next one was like the break in between. I don't know what that is, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Like a
it's something
different sound or
ortho related.
something?
Yeah, like a bone cracking. I don't know.
No,
I'm
but I
just
mean, like,
but
here's
you
the
get what I'm
thing.
saying,
Just gotta
right?
throw
Like
in
you
other-
break,
No,
you
totally.
break it up that way.
No, because you know, two things we do a lot of just from a volume standpoint is your orthopedic joint program. I mean, we do probably the most in the region by far. We do 1,400 a year, and then on top of that, you got the cardiovascular. So you've got really those two, which is really tough to kind of tie a heartbeat and a joint. But it is. I mean, it's probably our two. I mean, that's our two go-tos. I mean,
And
that's
one
what
of
we
the
lead
things
with.
we talked about with the pulse is not, I mean, that's why we didn't, because at first we toyed around with the heart and a pulse and the, you know. But a pulse, you know, you're gonna check their pulse when they go into the clinic if they have the flu. You know, you're gonna monitor their pulse during surgery.
And this is, keep in mind, like I told Maya last time, this is phase one.
Mhm.
We've got to start introducing you and the public to more than just the heart hospital,
I agree.
to North Star, to TPG, and that y'all are all one. We can't, you know, do a triple gainer without first learning how to dive
you're
it
right.
first. And this is phase one of that.
Okay.
And that's why we tag it at the end, one healthcare system committed to.
So maybe we just need to just keep.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
we
keep
can go on
just
to
keep
that.
going.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be the underlying, all this, what we're
Yes.
talking about is going to continue to be the same underlying
Absolutely.
piece.
And you're gonna be the creative drivers of these scenes, you know, so the robotic,
Anything innovative, anything
right,
that's,
you know, that you
Yeah,
want,
that's
these
breaking.
are.
These are just
That's
mock-ups.
Yeah,
We can,
just pulling out
we can
the
hit on
ideas,
the-
so that's something we will look to you for the creative, direction as far as the scenes.
So on to the second idea right here. We want to start out with kind of a heart rate monitor, a heartbeat monitor. And we were thinking, Josh had the cool idea right here, was to make the heartbeat monitor not just a one solid color, but actually the three colors that represent Lubbock Heart Hospital, North Star, and TPG. So we would hear the heart, or you'd hear the beat, and all of a sudden you start seeing the words come on screen, and with each heartbeat or with each beat, the words become much more clear. And then all of a sudden, it seems like as if the camera is pulling out of this scene right here, kind of out of this person's chest in a non-gross way, right here, and we're back in a doctor's office again. More patient-doctor interaction right here with TPG. And then we were thinking, like, for a slide transition, have the slide kind of pop out right here, and it would be this scene right here at North Star Surgical. Once again, a patient getting prepped for surgery, interacting with surgeons or doctors or nurses, just kind of making sure that they're comfortable. And then slide transition again, this scene right here, back at Lubbock Heart Hospital. Again, patient-doctor interaction, getting blood pressure checked, ear checked, or whatever you think best represents them. And then we would have all this scene right here would actually kind of zoom out a little bit and would be pushed into panel form. So Lubbock Heart Hospital scene right here would be on this side right here. TPG would be right here in the middle with these guys interacting still right here. And then North Star with more interaction. Their scenes either getting prepped for surgery or mock surgery right here on the scene right on this panel right here as well. And we would do the colors that would best represent each entity like we did on the website right here. And so one passion would kind of come up on the screen that would encapsulate what all three of these stand for, and then a massive color overlay right here with each of the logos being shown, and then the same tagline, one healthcare system committed to you.
Kinda like that.
So it's a little bit fancy right here in terms of just how we'd want to introduce, like kind of kick things off, and then how we would transition from each scene. But I think putting it in these panel forms, kind of like keeping in the spirit of like what we have right here on this website, and just having each of these scenes being played out, and then having one passion, and then having the color overlays come on. I think it would be very attention grabbing, and I think it would also, again, encapsulate what we're trying to go for, is getting all three entities under one umbrella.
And almost the play on words of one pulse, one passion, one healthcare.
They
system.
would, the only heartbeat that you'd hear, or the only sound of a heart that you'd hear, is near the beginning of the
Yeah.
commercial. It would not play out as if, as the second one right here.
And personally, I love this one because this is on screen for like the first 5 seconds, so you don't see anything. You like if you hear it, and then people will stop what they're doing and look at the
Yeah.
screen to see what it is, right? Because you don't know what's coming next. So that's
It's
what
very
when Curtis
attention getting.
was talking
So-
about this.
So how much on each clip, like how much in terms of time will it flash?
Anywhere from 5 to 7 seconds.
Okay, 5-7 seconds. So is there like gonna be a voiceover or anything like that?
We will have a
Yes.
voiceover. We can formulate a script based on whatever concept that we decide to go with.
Okay.
And then, because a lot of the times, once we know, kind of have a general idea of what we're working with, that's when the words
Gotcha.
and we can
Yeah,
start
that's-
better scripting.
Copy.
And then there's times where I've gone on commercial shoots where I don't have a script yet. It's after I shoot it that then I have a script ready.
Gotcha.
But in this case, we will definitely have a script before shoot time.
I guess my question too would be, what becomes too much? So like when I look at that and I say,
Mhm.
okay, I wanna encompass one of the clinics, that's fine, that's fine. If North Star, North Star the hospital, but then do you do 2 shots of the hospital that's like one that's a little bit more ortho related, like with the robot, and then another one that's more cardiac related? So there might be, does that make sense? Or is that gonna be too many,
You can change the scene, so what's in scene
Does
2
that
in the
make
5 to
sense? Would it
7
be too
second,
much,
yeah.
though?
I think that's what Curtis was
like, that's my
saying.
question, I
Right,
don't,
we
this
can-
is your expertise,
I think
I don't know.
Yeah, what you can do with each scene, you can
Mhm.
establish where you're at,
Mhm.
and then focus on, you can get a little bit tighter. So you can even do two
'Cause if
two
you- 'cause
shots
if we
per
could
scene if you
cover-
wanted to do that.
Cause if we could cover cardiac, ortho, and neuro,
Mhm.
that would be
But you could do cath lab, you could do an ortho, somebody looking
right,
at
and
the
then
knee,
the,
doing something.
and then you're also
Yeah.
And that's something we can
Absolutely.
kind of defer to you guys, is
Yeah.
what are some points, what are some things that you definitely want to highlight and showcase as
I
well.
just didn't know if it would be too much. I guess that was my question.
No,
was
no,
How,
no.
or do you have to constrain it to like it's
You
better
can
if
really
you
get
only
a lot
have
in 5 to
4?
7 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Right.
you think it's super, super fast, and it is somewhat, but, I mean, these guys are experts at, making it look
Got it.
nice and tight.
So we can go like what Sammy was saying. We can if y'all help us pick, we can go with whatever best represents each entity, each
What are
each
you
site.
liking?
I kinda like this one because you start with the colors of each individual
Yeah.
area and then it merges into one. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you show, yeah, they were separate, but we're one entity.
You talking about this
Where it merged, the bottom part, where it
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
through the
The one
I think I
colors.
like that tagline better. If I'm gonna start, like you said, I mean, you make a valid point about kind of owning what you are now. So, I mean, I like that better, I think, than the one beat, one body. I like that one actually a lot.
There's a lot of symbolism that goes into it. That's what we want to go
Yeah, I
for.
like that.
So
We do have one last,
this one's actually kind of
Seems too wordy.
would be kind of a cool one to do. And this is one that we thought of yesterday as well. No fancy intro or anything. We just kind of start off in the doctor's office, patient interaction. But what separates this one out from the rest is that this is going to be one continuous tracking shot, as if.
That's kind of
So the camera, just kind of picture right here, the camera. We're in the doctor's office. The camera's moving. They're kind of interacting with each other, checking heartbeat, talking, what have you. And then the camera looks as if it's passing through a wall or some partition of some sort.
Right.
And then we're back here in North Star, mock surgery or surgery prep. Just anything that signifies that this is North Star right here as well. Camera keeps moving, and then we are back through another partition, back at Lubbock Heart Hospital. Once again, patient-doctor interaction, walking down a hallway or what have you, whatever you think best represents them. And then I wanted to include that superhero shot again of all three individuals that represent each hospital as well. And then we would have that color overlay again. If y'all want to do 3 separate colors, we can, or if y'all want to choose one neutral color and have all 3 logos pop up. Stay committed, and this tagline, one healthcare system committed to you. What we were also thinking, and if this becomes too much or too muddy, we were also thinking about having the logos of each entity within these scenes as well, kind of as if they were in the room with them.
I really like that.
Kind of like it's kind of like emblematic of what, this would be Texas Physicians Group right here. We could put the logo right here in the corner, or if we wanted to, we could make it as if it was part of the room, kind of 3D.
it kind of moves.
It moves.
It
It tracks with the camera as well.
Someone could walk behind the words or the logo or whatever you want to put on there.
Mhm.
We can do that too. So
I like that one.
This
Like-
one gives that it looks like it's all one room, but it's not.
It's
You feel
going to be
Yeah,
seamless
like one
transitions, whatever the divide between them is, whether it be someone walking across the camera or it be a wall or whatever it may be. It's in a transition between each shot, so it'll look seamless and it'll seem as if it's just one.
As if you're
We
just
can
kind of like just
blend
walking
it
from
with
one
that.
room to the
the
next.
one pulse, one
So-
passion, or
So I think this is cool.
Mhm.
I think this is more practical.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Practical for y'all, or?
Yeah, because
Well, why
We
can't
don't
you
do
merge
practical
it?
here, so.
no, I mean practical might not be the right word, but it shows like this is very continuous. We all understand it. Does that make sense? But the person behind the TV that we're struggling with, that doesn't. This kind of creates some break. I don't, in my mind, instead of this kind of, and I know it's through the wall or whatever. That's really cool. I just feel like this would be a little bit more.
You think the messaging will be a little bit clearer on this
I
one?
do,
as
but
opposed
because
to
I like
this?
I like the one passion part, and then it,
Mhm.
going into that. But
Yeah, this is really cool, like, just cinematography, the way
Yeah.
that this all transitions, but I agree with you 100%.
that's a direct correlate. Yeah, he likes the one color, you like boxes. She likes the boxes, he likes the one
Potato,
kinda-
potato, tomato, tomato.
no, that's Chad. He's fast moving, goes through walls. Like he's the Superman. He goes through it, and I'm more compartmentalized. It's true.
I
I don't
really
know.
like where it's the pulse, when you, that's the first thing you hear.
I think that's really
I
cool.
mean, it's catchy, and then
Mhm.
if you walk by a TV, you're gonna stop and go, what's that? You are
Yeah.
gonna do
Did
that.
something happen to it? Like what is
Yeah, what's going on?
Because I mean, we do acknowledge that seeing a heart rate monitor is nothing new that you haven't seen on TV before. But if you add the words "one pulse" in there, very vibrant, very attention-getting, and then if we were to go with Josh's way of making all three colors that represent each entity as part of this this heart rate monitor, instead of this would take for example, the green right here would be Texas Physicians Group, and then we'd have a red one kind of loosely behind it for Lubbock Heart Hospital, and then a blue one for North Star. That would kind of show some unification in there as well.
I'm fine with that, but I think the superhero shot should be in there. I like that.
Chad,
That's really
we're
cool.
gonna get you a stethoscope.
No, not
and,
me.
And then you're gonna be front and
No.
center.
I'm not
We
saying
can
me.
put Chad as the superhero on the digital ads.
No.
How about that?
I don't. I'm not saying me. I'm thinking about the guys, right? I'm thinking about them. I think that would be really, really cool.
We could definitely put the superhero shot right here in here as well. And then if we wanted to keep the 3 different colors overlays, we could still do that, keep them in the shot, 3 color overlays, and then have the logos pop up.
Can you have them each in the box, and then they walk together and come out?
Yeah,
We
we,
could do that.
we could totally do that.
That's cool.
We definitely could.
Cool. They're separate, and they come all together as one.
Say that again, Amy.
So each one would have.
I know.
their own
What?
box,
Wow.
And they come walk
You need to
together
hire
as
her.
one.
Right.
I think it's really cool.
No, I'm thinking
sorry.
I'm thinking about who we would do it with, and I've got 3 in mind that I think would be great, and they represent all 3 specialties. Yeah, 3 areas that we want to focus on.
I just think that just a little bit of that not division, but the screen changing and not being continuous also just shows that they're 3 separate.
And it would meet those other people's wants too.
Why are you worried
know.
about?
Just, I bet, I'm picturing your pantry at home, it's all, there's perfectly Tupperware.
Are you organized? That way?
No.
One thing that I should also kind
Chad, give me
of
her pantry.
one thing that I should kind of clarify about these transitions on this one as well is that we can make it look as if
No, I love
It's
it.
all-
I love the, I like
You
the
go through walls with
boxes.
that one, just
Well,
like that one.
We can combine the ideas.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's what I was thinking earlier,
Right.
Josh.
Yeah.
like a blurred transition to where it looks like they're just in the same room. We did a commercial recently. One of our other producers did a commercial recently that incorporated that, and it looks very seamless. Looks very clean, and it definitely adds some like pop to your spot as well. So
Oh, great.
So we like this
So,
one,
I
where,
like this one.
but we want the superhero shot.
superhero shot.
He
Okay.
has to have that.
I just think it's a
I
cool
think it would be
effect.
cool.
I like
It would be cool.
I agree.
Sharif would love it. He'd
Now
love
that I think about it, I think it would also show more unification within the 3.
Well, and if they all
No,
merge
so I thought about this, the more I talked
together,
about it.
and then at the end they come
If-
out together,
Yeah.
it pulls it
It's not
all
like
into one.
You know,
Right.
it's if you
Absolutely.
if you're
With the lines
advertising,
probably just
yeah.
going up.
Right.
and then
So
walking
like if
together,
we
yeah.
put them in
You can
shots,
still do the transitions
It's not
like we
really
talked about. Like we can
advertising.
easily have like probably a nurse pass by here, and then like when the nurse is like done passing here, it would be
Right, it's
this.
just a likeness.
Walk into the other.
Yeah, and it would be like a nurse passing by like that. just to show- That's if you guys wanted, but I
That's
think
cool.
if we wanted to do the
Exactly.
separation
we
thing,
really advertise
it might be
Exactly.
cool
So-
to have it
so that's
switched
what I'm saying.
over
I
kind of like
think
that
as
too.
long
so
as we-
it's really up to you guys.
As long
how
as
much
we
ideas you guys
advertise,
really
like as long as the advertise is just like for the facility alone.
yeah.
Because quite honestly, we've done spots like, or one not long ago where 2 of our guys were interviewed, and so I mean, I think from a compliance standpoint, this is easily saleable. I don't think this is going to be a problem.
I wouldn't, as long as you don't put their names.
And
you're
that
not
would be my thing, is that
advertising
you're not going to put their names
specifically.
on there.
No, they're
Sharif
more
could
representative
because he's
of the-
employed. He could, but but the other 2 guys I think would be fine just to
And
show
then-
their likeness.
Amy, we can change the voiceover to pull in that nurse recruiting aspect as well.
Okay.
So,
Or that could be your next phase. I mean, this
Right,
is
yeah.
recruitment.
yeah,
You're right.
This
And
is
that's,
and
that was
and it
another-
was part of our conversation is, this is gonna draw in, like, oh, man, I wanna work there, how cool.
Well, they don't
Well-
think it's just cardiac.
Exactly.
It's
Can we,
more than that.
so can we do something like, how hard would it be, like, once this gets done, how hard would it be to do like a screening at the hospital? I think our employees would really welcome that and like really like that.
Hey,
Easy.
You know?
get us a place to play it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. I think our employees would really like that, you know?
And that was.
And then once
kind
we do it, once we run it, obviously you guys are well more in charge of this than I am, is like, then it goes to your Facebook page and it stays there and things like that. No, but what was I gonna say? Never mind.